Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Girls Like Me. Today we have a very, very special guest on the podcast. I wanted to get this guest on because I thought it was going to be the right time for her to come on the podcast with everything that's been going on. So today we have Rachel Williams on the podcast. Say hi to the girls, Rach.
Hi everyone.
So yeah, Rach, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, like you say, I'm Rachel Williams. Born and bred in Leicester, and travelled most of the country playing football, and managed to make it now as a professional. Started out as just amateur, semi-professional, and as the women's game's grown, I've stuck with it, and now I'm reaping my rewards for now I can play professionally.
Right, okay. That was a really good introduction. So I've got some cards now, girls, so kind of getting the upgrade in there. So I feel like this is going to be a really good episode because me and you have never actually had this conversation. Like, we've never spoke about football or never spoke about anything. We just chat about bullshit. So yeah, where did kind of like football start for you, or like how did you know that you wanted to be a footballer? Like, what was it for you?
I didn't. When my dad has me being a young girl with my big brother as well, Simon, just loved hanging around with my dad and my brother. And then, years later, I was growing up, and my brother was always out playing football on the streets, and I just thought it was really cool, and I wanted to be with one of the boys. And my brother would take his top off in the summer, and I would as well, and just run round. And I was a little tomboy, and then I just remember like if I needed to play good and be a good footballer, because back then, there was no such thing as girls playing football. So, I'd bug my brother to come out, and he'd be like, "Oh, well, come on then, but, if you get hurt, then it's on you, and mum ain't shouting at me." I don't know, whatever. So I just used to watch the lads play and think, well, I want to do that, and then I could do it. And then I'd get slung about by the boys, because then I started to get a bit stronger and a bit faster, and I got better at football. And then before you know it, I was getting picked to be on the boys' team before Simon.
That's all right.
Yeah. So, and it just went from there, really. And then when I was about probably 14, I used to go to Northfield Youth Centre.
Okay.
And met a friend of mine, Richard White, and he just said, like, "You're ridiculously good."
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Oh, well, I just love fitness, I love running, I love playing football." And that's where it stems from, really. And then, it just went on from there.
Dale's going to love that, innit? It's going to go to his head that you said that. I think, like, what was the moment then? Obviously, you've mentioned he just said that you're really, like, good at football and you should do it. When did it click for you when you thought, actually, I could do this too? Like, I want to be a footballer.
I don't think it ever did.
Really?
I pretty much got passed around, like, from Tommy, the police officer. I used to go on a Friday night to the Arnold Lodge Mental Hospital and play there.
Okay.
He was a police officer. His brother-in-law ran a team in Countersthorpe.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I've got this girl. She's unbelievable. You need to come and see her." So then Mark came and watched me. Mm-hmm. He then picked me to play for his Sunday team. And I must have been about 13, 14. And I was just like, "Yeah, all right." And he said to me, "Where do you play?" I said, "Oh, in the park, at school." He says, No, what position?" I said, "What's that?" And then he said what that meant, and I was like, "I don't really know." And I remember looking at my friend Richard, and he was like, "Oh, player in midfield." And I was like,
"Do you know what's really weird, Rach? I don't even know what position you play now. I couldn't even tell you."
Centre forward now.
Okay. Not that I know what that means.
Basically, I score all the goals.
Okay.
And then, so midfield is where you play in the middle of the football pitch.
Yeah, I've got that.
And you get up and down the pitch, putting big tackles.
Yeah.
And back then, because of growing up playing with the boys, I was always so physical that then when I played with the girls, it wasn't as physical, but I kind of had that strength to be able to bring that to my game, which I stood out, more than a lot of other girls. And I remember one time there was this guy that asked my mate Richard, like, "Oh, yeah, what do you feed her?" Because of how strong I was.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I think she just has Weetabix on a banana." And so, it just went from there. And then I went from playing, and then Rianne, an old coach of mine that's still in the game now, and, I've got a lot of my career to thank her for, but she spotted me playing at Northfields as well.
Okay.
And then she put me into Leicester Centre of Excellence Academy.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that's when I started to get noticed by other teams and England, because then...
How old was you when that happened?
14.
14?
Yeah, it was pretty. I did
Mad.
1 year. I did 1 year playing for Linden Old Girls and kind of just ripped through Leicester about this new kid coming through that was like dead good.
Yeah.
And then I just remember like Rianne and Craig White at the time, they also ran football in the community for Leicester City. And they both just took me under their wing and guided me then with football. And I remember Richard applied for England trials, under 15s, and I got in that. And even some of the England staff were like, Jesus Christ, like, this kid's unbelievable. But again, I was still like, I just love playing football.
Yeah.
Didn't know where it was going to go or how big it was going to get. It was just like, and I think that's what a lot of the coaches liked in me, that I didn't realise how good I was, and I was so humble with it that it's probably why I've got to where I am today.
Rach is one of the, like, if you don't know Rach, she's one of the most humblest people, I would say, that you know. Like, you just want to be this secret footballer that no one knows. And you are really, really humble, because I'm not going to lie, if it was me, Rach, it would have gone to my head. Like, what do you mean I played in the Olympics? I'd be telling everyone, like, I would. It would go to your head though, wouldn't it? Like, that's not something, but you see, and if someone like, I've gone to your football games and stuff, and afterwards, and people are like trying to come up to you for your signature, obviously you'll always like give them the signature and stuff, but you're more like, put your hood on, like, let's go, like that kind of thing.
I'm dead shy like that, which people see me in interviews now and doing stuff like this, and think you talk so well and you're confident, but fans see me in the Morris now and I'm hiding down aisles because they want pictures and your autograph, and I still get shy doing all that. And I think it's because I'm still that kid at heart that believes, like, that doesn't believe that actually this is actually happening now. I mean, I was in Amsterdam at the weekend. We landed.
Just the weekend that's gone? I thought you went
gone.
the weekend before.
No, the weekend that's just gone. And went with my sister and her friends, just like a touristy one, nice chill vibes. Nothing chill about it. Saturday we did 22,000 steps. They weren't taken everywhere.
It's sweating in Amsterdam as well.
Yes. And then the second we landed, some girl's like, "You're Rachel Williams." And I'm in Amsterdam. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, hi, are you all right?" And Katie and her friends are like laughing their head off. They're like, "No way, like, you're international now, Rach. Like, you're a superstar." And I'm just like, I still get like shy and embarrassed about it. And again, last day, we sat at a coffee shop where I'm having my pancakes. Some woman comes in, spotted me. She's a big United fan, and her wife was Spurs, and obviously I played for Spurs as well. They want a picture. Katie and the girls are getting all excited again, and I'm just like, oh yeah.
I got a question for you now, because you're Rachel Williams. Have you ever been like, what do you call it? Have you used the Rachel Williams card? Like,
never.
Never. You're a liar.
No,
you're lying.
Honest to God, I swear. Never. Like, people have tried, and I'm like, shut up, man, shut up. What are you doing? Like, I think it's because, like, for me, it's just kind of like everything I've done has been earned. So I'm not going to abuse that power. And maybe I kind of got away with it at Christmas. My friend couldn't get in the pub. And it was like New Year's Eve. We're just chilling. And it's only a local pub in Syston. But the landlord's going mad. And I said, I didn't even know his name. I just said, "Oh, come on, mate." I said, "That's my friend Ben. Like, he's no trouble. Can you just let him in?" "No, we're at full competitor." I said, "Come on, he's with his dad. His dad named me because his dad was friends with my mum and dad." And then he goes, "You're Rachel Williams. Why didn't you say he's with you? Let him in." And I was like, that was probably the only time where I've gone, You're
telling me in your whole life, you've used the Rachel Williams card to get one man in a pub. That's it.
That's it in Syston.
That is shit, Rach. That's proper shit.
No, I've never done it.
I would.
I know so many people are always telling me, like, get on Instagram, you'll get this for free, you'll get that sent out. I'm like, no. I still buy my own football boots.
I know you do. Jade was telling me the other day that you had some drinks or something sent out to you. And you meant to do like a promo for it, and you ain't even done nothing. Why?
No, they just messaged me on Instagram and was like, "We've sent you loads of stuff to the training ground." So I was like, I didn't know what to do. Rang Jade. Jade was like, "Right, you have to do this. Like, put it all nice in your fridge and open the fridge." And I did it all, took pictures, and never got around to doing it. Like, mad.
You're the donut. You know, every time you need to do that, you need to think like, have you actually drank the drinks and stuff?
Yeah, I loved them.
Yeah, well, when you're drinking them, think, just missed out on $2,000, just missed out on $3,000, because that's what you're essentially doing, isn't it?
I know. But then I shared them. There was so much that I shared them with Katie and Jade. And they've loved them. They want more. But now I'm like, oh, kind
Now
of
you
left
actually
it
have
too
to
long.
post
I've
it.
left it too long to
You
post
post it
now.
right up.
But yeah, I might just message them and say, oh, sorry, I forgot about that. But it's called Daily Dose. Check them out. Yeah, maybe they'll give me free ones if I promote it.
Oh, I can't relate, Rach, because you know, if that was me, like if I was an Olympian, Manchester United, I'd be using that Rachel Williams card all the time. Like, sorry, I'd like book a restaurant for myself. I'd be like, yeah, I'm the personal assistant. I'm just trying to book it for Rachel Williams. You know, she's a professional footballer. You should try it.
Well, since playing for United, Manchester United. I've had access to a lot more things through the club.
Yeah.
And like Emma, our player liaison officer, she'll say, look, we've had this request. Do you want this? Do you want that? And then also all of the brands and stuff that is linked with the club. I didn't even realise. We can just ask the club and they're like, yeah, they'll send us stuff.
If that was me, I would have already had
So I'm getting like these facial creams.
Oh.
I've had straighteners, hair dryers from what's that product? Remingtons?
Remingtons? So, yeah.
Yeah, Remingtons, there's products. Yeah.
You meant to know Rachel on camera.
I know. I'll look that one up. But yeah, it's been brilliant. Even we went on Britain's Got Talent in the audience because they was like sent the club tickets and we was like,
that's wicked.
Yes, I said yes to that.
Lot of perks.
Met Simon Cowell and the judges at the Leeds
show.
Yeah. Because they realised that who we played for and then invited us down. And then I was waving at Ant and Dec trying to get them to come out because I wanted to meet them as well. Yeah. But they was too busy, because they do the recording at the back of the stage. Yeah. So they couldn't come out. And but yeah, Simon Cowell was like, oh, what are you doing here? That was it then. I was chatting away. The other girls got quite shy, but in social environments like that, I don't mind chatting. Yeah. But you know, if it's to ask someone for a freebie or like you say, use my name, I'm like, no, I ain't doing that. It's cheeky, isn't it?
It's not cheeky though, realistically. It is a little bit, but it's not at the end of the day when you're Rachel Williams.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously you spoke about how you kind of got started, you got scouted, and people speaking about you for England and stuff when you was 14. Yeah. What kind of happened after then?
Didn't hear anything for ages from England. And Richard thought, oh, maybe I didn't get in.
Yeah.
And then just easily about 2 months later, this letter turns up. Yeah, you've been selected for the next camp. And then I carried on playing for the Centre of Excellence at under 14s. And I was the lower age of under 14s, so you kind of did 2 years. Because then when the new year came,
it works. Yeah,
it kind of, it's a bit like school years.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't stay in 1 year at school for 2 years, but for some reason at Centre of Excellence, you were like the lower of a 14-year-old.
Okay.
So then I became the older 14, and then the under 12s moved up and became the younger under 14s.
Got you.
It was dead weird. So I kind of did 2 years with the under 14s, then 2 years of under 16s, and then when we was leaving the Centre of Excellence, it was either go out in the big bad world and play for another club, which I didn't even know other clubs existed. I only thought it was people in Leicester that played. Because I was so young and naive. Because I didn't know anyone else played.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe this whole team that I'd found, this my first team, Linden Old Girls, that all these other girls played. Because round our way at Northfields, it was only like Leanne Palmer, there was Kim, Jade, me, Kate Morang. So there was only like a handful of us. But I was mad about it, and I just used to play with them on a Friday night at Arnold Lodge.
Yeah.
Or if we were on the front or whatever. So I didn't know all this other world of an actual league of where you play every Sunday existed. So I'm blown away. I'm like, this is amazing. And then we begged Craig and Rianne to set up a women's team because we was at the older age of the under 16s now. And we didn't have a team to go to. Because
that's mad when you actually think about it, isn't it? Like, it's not even that many years ago and there weren't even a girls football team like
not connected with Leicester men. No.
Wow.
That was like, and the Centre of Excellence girls came from all over the county, even a few girls from like Birmingham way.
Yeah.
So one of my friends, Shona Franklin, she lived in Loughborough. She would come from Loughborough, but then she then also went on to play for Villa. Whereas then we set up Leicester Women, and then we had to start at the bottom of the leagues, like really low down. But then as I got older, then all these other girls that were older played, but they all live in Leicester. So where you been? Like, why have we ever known about this?
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Rianne, I think at the time, I can't remember if Rianne was manager straight away, or she was player manager because she played for us. And then, so we played for Leicester Women. I must have played for Leicester Women about 2-3 years. And then we played a friendly against Doncaster Bells. And I just remember at the time when I was with Matt, he'd take me everywhere for football. And the Doncaster Bells manager said he was talking to his assistant. His name was John and the assistant was Paul. And they were like, bloody hell. Like, who's that again? Who's that kid? Like, they had a really good player on their team and apparently, like, no one would knock her about or show her up, and I did. This young kid coming along.
Showed her who's boss.
Yeah. And then Matt had said, are you talking about the number 8? And he's like, yes, that's my girlfriend. Like, she plays. And they were like, she's ridiculous. Said, we want her. And then that was the year, I was devastated. I was so scared to go and tell Rianne.
So how old was you then?
I'd have been, 18? I was only young. Because I was still at college at Loughborough when I was playing for Leicester.
And was you doing sports at?
Yeah, BTEC. Okay. And that bus journey in the morning to Loughborough.
Long.
You know how early you're getting up, and then by the time you get to Loughborough, you're tired again. How many times I fell asleep on the bus and missed my stop? Knackering.
Is it one bus, or do you have to get a bus into town and then?
Yeah, from Northfield into town and out of town.
Long.
I think what was it? Was it the 147 to Loughborough?
I couldn't
Something
tell
like that. Rowfler, Mount Sorrel, Rowfley, all them country lanes back ways. Nah, kipping loads of times on that bus.
So do you know when you were starting like your football career? So for the guys like me, obviously, I've got you on the podcast, and the podcast is for girls who are generally starting off, starting from scratch, which is someone like yourself. What was it like for you growing up, trying to like pursue a football career or football journey, would you say? Like
I say, like I've spoke about how for me it was like I thought I was the only one. So I never did want to pursue a career in it. It was just, I loved playing it because it was my hobby.
Yeah.
So I went down the line that when I got too old to go to the Northfield Youth Club, we set up our own business, a load of us, called Sports for You.
Okay.
And we got grants. So I'd not only work at the youth club, but then also work after the youth club or after school hours, and we'd go to other youth clubs or schools and put on sports sessions. So I thought I was either going to go down the line of youth work or be a PE teacher.
Yeah.
But again, it weren't until really I was doing that work, and then this is going to go all around the houses now. But when I was doing that, I was always going to stay in sports or do something active or in the youth work. And then one day, when I was with Matt, he was a plasterer.
That just popped into my head then when you was on about PE teaching. I was like, what did you actually do? I'm like, he was a plasterer.
Plasterer.
Yeah.
He took me work one day just to help him out.
Yeah.
And he told me to flatten the wall, and he was like, oh my God, you are a natural. And he taught me how to plaster. So then the PE teaching, the youth work, having a football career just went out the window. I still loved playing my football on a Sunday. Never dreamt of it being a career because it was never a thing, Liams. Like back then, it was like we played because we enjoyed it. You couldn't be in an academy like the boys.
It's really
then
weird
become a professional as a man.
Yeah, like
there was nothing like that.
Boys just automatically think like I'm going to be a footballer, academy,
and
there was nothing like that for you. That's weird.
So then I did the plastering, and then I was doing getting picked for the Olympics. I was working full time as a plasterer.
That sounds really weird, isn't it? Like that's actually the reality of it. You would never think that though when you see people like in the Olympics, or to think that you was in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And you come back home to come to Leicester.
Yeah.
To go do someone's walls.
Yeah.
Mad.
Exactly. Even when I leave Doncaster Rovers Bells, and it starts getting to there's talk about off the back of the Olympics as well, especially. So I leave Doncaster Bells, and now the FA had a big revamp. Right, we're going to make the Women's League semi or professional as we can.
Yeah.
And then I signed for Birmingham. And then the money starts to come in a bit, but still not enough. But to be fair, it actually was coming in at Doncaster Bells, but that was a little brown envelope. You've played well today, here's 50 quid.
50 quid?
Yeah.
50 quid?
Well, that's me train fare home. Do you know what I mean? By the time you've got something after the game and got the train home, because I was I wasn't driving then.
Yeah.
And whenever Matt couldn't take me, I'd get on the train. Some weeks you might have 75 quid, you might have a little bit more. I remember one week I got 120 quid. I was like, what? This is good. 120 quid in my pocket.
Your brown envelope as well. And now you're at Manchester United, you'd never think that.
No.
That's
but
crazy.
Even then, just a year later, signing for Birmingham, and then it was semi-professional.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite a lot, but it was enough that you could train 2 evenings a week, play on a Sunday, but now it's going in your bank. It's a salary now. You start paying into a little bit into a pension. I've got pensions at every...
Do footballers get pension? Because essentially it's like a job in that. So you've got like a football pension.
I've got a pension at every club I've been at. I need to get them all together and sort that out because it's a nightmare. But I can't be bothered with it. It'll find its way to me somehow.
Someone will be able to sort that out for you. Yeah.
This someone might get in touch after this.
Yeah, there you go. She's looking for someone to sort her pensions out. Holler out. No, I didn't even think about pensions and stuff like that. But that's pretty cool.
Like even now, like even the healthcare with clubs, they pay for all private healthcare.
Nice.
I break my nose on a Sunday for United. The next day I'm in surgery. They'll fix it. It's so good. Like I've been smashed in the face that many times that I've cracked my jawline here, and it's knackered my tooth.
Yeah.
United are paying for it. They're like, no problem, you broke it with us.
You can't tell in your face though when I'm looking at you.
No, it's in my gum. So where I've had to have an X-ray up here, and you can see it, and I've got to have a new tooth put in.
How did you get that scar on your face?
Dog bit me when I was younger.
Oh,
yeah, that was a dog bite.
I'm learning so much about you today.
I know. I tell everyone.
In the whole time I've known you, I've never actually.
It's from when I was a pirate. That's what I should have told.
Yeah. Because we wouldn't believe that, Rach.
But yeah, so we've gone off track a bit about. But no, never ever thought that I was going to play professionally. Even as of 5 years ago, never thought I'd be doing it full time.
Do you know, like, as you've gone to different clubs and progressed, I don't know if this is a bit of a dodgy question, but have you ever been like in a club or a team and you think it didn't feel right, or you didn't necessarily want to be there, like in terms of like clubs and stuff? So do you get my question?
No, that's not a dodgy question. That's a real good question, because
your team is very important, like who you are, who you surround yourself with.
And I think that's, I can't speak for everyone, but I think that's why coming, again, I don't want this to sound bad, because obviously
we can cut anything out, Rach, if you don't want it in there.
No, because it's not bad, but I think coming from the era that I've come from with no money, you learn to develop the skills on how to play for trust and passion and your manager. Your manager's playing for my manager is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
In this day and age, a lot of people, the pennies are right, you go play for a club.
That's true. I rate you for saying that.
I'm not about that. So for me, I've been in football long enough now to know that clubs that I've signed for, you hear about girls and what teams are good and what's not, but I never really judge anyone on that. I've always listened to the manager, whether they talk to me, someone higher up, the club, look at their morals, their philosophy, how they make me feel valued and fit into the team. And I think for me, that's a really good question, because that's what I always judge it on. So I've never gone to a team where I thought I've made a big
You're just
mistake.
there for like...
That I've always gone to a team.
That's good, I bet that's a really, really nice feeling.
Because then also I can have no regrets. It's on me.
Yeah.
But I know that if I'm going to sign for that club, I'm going to give my all.
Yeah.
You're going to get... And a lot of clubs and a lot of managers will say like Rach Williams might look a monster on the pitch and she's scary, but off it, top girl. Absolutely.
You are a top girl.
But that's what they say.
You don't, to be fair, I wouldn't say monster, but sometimes I've seen you do a little... And I think,
I think it's more the players that say that, because they've probably had a tackle off me or a little shoulder barge or an headbutt, and they're like...
A few headbutts.
I've had a few defenders be like, why are you not retired? Please hurry up and retire.
Do you know what?
I hate playing against you.
I thought about that. When I obviously knew you was coming on the podcast, I remember when you first signed for Manchester United, and they must have posted it on their Instagram, and literally you were getting so many hate comments like...
But I love that.
No, listen, everyone was hating on her, saying you're old, you need to retire, this veteran, now...
I was only 34.
Now you've saved Manchester United.
Exactly.
And I bet they won't stop saying all these prayers.
I just turned 34 and I'm like, geez, I'm getting wrote off.
Because realistically, you think it's
coming from Spurs, I just had one of my best seasons with Spurs.
As a team, absolutely roasted.
But as a team, we'd achieved and done so well.
Yeah.
So we'd gone from the year before, Rianne coming in and keeping us from relegation, to now we're 4th, fighting like top of the table. So I'm full of like confidence, and the next thing, I'm getting all this abuse. And
It was all the Susans and the Johns and all of them. Yeah, it was.
Like
all
Karen, my older sister, being one of them. No, she's all right.
No, but it was all of them on Instagram. And
but
now,
I love it.
And now when I see all the comments and people, we love you, Rachie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. But you showed them what time it was.
But I
weren't ready.
read in the comments and I'm crying with laughter with some of them because I'm like, they're actually funny. No, because they're so sarcastic or that hammering. And it's like, you know, people then putting like the little head like gravestones or a walking stick like emoji or so I'm thinking, right, I've signed for this club and you're the fans and you absolutely love this club
and you're getting
I'm not coming here for like shits and giggles. We're here for a good time. Let's go.
Oh.
And then and my manager said to me at the end of last season, all of that abuse I got, Mark said to me, it was our last game at home, and that's another story in itself with me becoming this super sub at United. But Mark said to me before the last game, he says, when you come on in this game, listen to the crowd. So I'm like, again, everyone always says, how can you play in front of the crowd? Wembley, 70 odd thousand. I don't hear it. I really don't hear it. I'm so focused on my job and whether we're losing or we're winning, like it doesn't faze me. But you asked me to come on here and talk or stand up in front of 10 people and talk. Nah, I'm not doing it. But in 70 odd thousand people at Wembley, it don't bother me. And he said to me, listen to when your name gets shouted and you were on that pitch. Hi. So we're at home, last game of the season. I think it was City or Liverpool. And anyway, I can't remember what I'm coming on for, but it's like, substitute, Manchester United, 28, Rachel Williams. And I listened, and I've never listened to the crowd, but this time I did. My hair stood up.
Really?
I felt a shiver. The crowd went, they went mad. Because I'd done so well every time I'd come on.
Yeah.
I earned that response. And now it's like, at the end of this season, I'm probably one of the biggest players that they're saying to me, the fans are, please don't leave, please don't leave. Don't leave, we want you to stay. And I'm like, yes, I have another year. Like, I'm here next year. Because, I mean, I don't know if they thought...
But they putting the fucking gravestones on the...
No, they're not.
Manchester United, were they?
I don't know if you ever see, like, if Simon does it on Facebook, he'll like, comment... I don't really know how social media works, but he'll put up a laughing emoji to someone's comment where they've hammered me, but then they're loving me. And then Simon's like, you're loving it now, aren't you? And then, obviously, some important goals I've scored. So, yeah, they've just been... I've totally turned the fans around and now they don't want me to leave. So now they'll be like, please don't retire.
Yeah.
Instead of telling me to retire.
Idiots. But, do you know, you made me feel weird then when you were speaking about it. So, do you know, like, in terms of, like, moments and how you said that that's the first time you listened to the crowd and stuff, like, when you're in the mindset of, I'm in a game now, how do you prepare? Like, what do you feel like? Because I'm trying to picture that obviously you don't pay attention to 70,000 people. Like, do they just look like tiny? Like, do you even look at them? Do they look like people? Like,
I think you're so focused on the game, and I'm also sitting there. I wouldn't say it's nervous. It's more of a ready feeling that if the game's not going to plan, I'm thinking, right, I'm going to get called upon here. I need to be ready.
Yeah.
So I might be having, a caffeine tablet, a bit more Lucasy. I'm itching, I'm ready to get on.
You're twitching on your seat.
And if we're 1-0 down, I'm thinking, right, I just need to go on there. Before I go on, Mark or one of the coaching staff will always tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Half the time, goes out the window. Because I was about to say,
you already got something in your mind that you want to do.
Because forget all of this shape, phase of play, this, that and the other. We need a goal. I'm getting that ball, it's going wide and I'm going mad at that play. Get that ball in the box, put it on my head. So it
I
might
can imagine
go out.
you as well, but you're like, yeah. And then you get on the pitch and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You're not doing that.
But I've never gone off the script too bad where I've had a bollocking at the end.
Yeah.
It's usually like, I don't know what you just did, but well fucking done, it worked. So I'm like, yeah, nice one.
Cheers.
Half the time thinking, I don't even know what I did. We just did it. And then, but the main focus is just watch the game. And sometimes if we win it, I'm a bit more laid back. And I think, they don't need me today. I'll have a Sunday off. But we could be 5-0 up and Mark will go, get ready. And I'm like,
do you ever have that feeling like, when you go to a match, are you like 50-50, you don't know where it's going to go? Or do you have the feeling like today we're going to win and then you win?
No.
No.
You always, no matter what, I mean, we could be playing 2 leagues lower, like in an FA Cup match.
Yeah.
But it keeps you on your toes because you think there could be an upset today. I mean, there might be some players that think, no matter how bad we are today, these ain't going to win.
Yeah.
I have never ever done that. I'll go into that game, and I've played a lot of these players and teams for best part of 14, 15 years now. Yeah. And till this day, I still will never ever take any of those games for granted, because even when you're playing someone that's come up from the league lower Championship, if they just want to get a goal and then defend, ain't no guarantees you're going to score. So you have to respect every opponent that's.
I love that from you. I feel like that's not a general footballer thing to say.
Yeah, no.
Like I was expecting you to think, yeah, today I'm going to win, and then I win.
No.
Like hearing you say that.
No. And I think like you have to go around your teammates and talk to them, but not make them nervous. So it's a fine line of like.
Who would you say that you are in the team? Like, are you the person that's like, come on, guys? Because that's what I imagine you to be, like, prepping everyone, being, like, fun and goofy. Or...
Yeah, I think I'm not really like, come on today, remember your jobs, you've got to do this. Because you don't need that on a match day. Yeah. You might need, like for me, it's like, if someone wants to come and ask me something, like Chelsea semi-final, FA Cup, Ella Toon comes up to me and says, I ain't really played with you a lot, Rach, so if I cross the ball, where do you want it? I said, Tuna, beat the first defender, I'll be in between, I'll sort the rest. Yep. She gets the ball, she crosses it in, beats the first defender, boom, back of the net. So if they want to come and ask me, they can. Yeah. But I'm that person in the changing room, dancing,
that's just being
probably moving someone's summer.
Twerking, doing the lot.
Exactly. Probably like got an ugly picture out the programme and stuck it on the wall.
Rachel's actually really good at twerking, you know, guys. Like, if you ever see it, I know you're not going to be seeing that on BBC, but she's really good at twerking.
It could be a celebration next year.
You know what? You should do it. What are your celebrations? Like, I've seen you play, but
I've always been that player that don't get cocky with celebrations in case it comes back to bite you in the arse at the end of the game and they score or win. Yeah. So the girls started, a lot of people started moaning at me for United that, why do you not celebrate when you score? Yeah. Because of that reason. And they're like, we don't care. We want a celebration. Yeah, I'm not very good at celebrations because I'm too busy. Either I'm angry because we're losing and I've had to come on.
Or then you're thinking about the next goal or something like that. Or
you're thinking like, your job. So I just brought the Alan Shearer back. Just one hand in the air, like, thank you, done. And then I run off.
Is that it?
That's it.
You're telling me?
Yeah.
FA Cup, you went, cheers.
Yeah. Well, no, FA Cup final when I scored.
Yeah.
Because I jumped so high and headed it in. As I fell, I landed on my back.
Yeah.
And then Melvine jumped on me. So some people will know this, some people won't. But I end up doing this, so it looks like I'm doing the old classic Gaza celebration when he did it for England. So it looks like I'm celebrating. But I also didn't want to celebrate in the FA Cup final because it was against Spurs, who I still have a lot of love for. I loved my time at Spurs, so I didn't want to rub it in their face. But then one of our players, Jade Riviere, she shoved me toward the crowd and says, have your moment. So I just went like that to the crowd. And that was it.
So talk to me, obviously, the FA Cup final was pretty recent, weren't it? How long ago was it?
Yeah, May the 12th. Yeah, May 12th.
Yeah, last month.
Yeah.
So last month. Talk to me about that then, because obviously I went to the one last year, and it was a bit rocky, but it was still a really beautiful day.
Yeah.
And then you had it this year. Like, what was the feeling or the vibes like going?
After last year, we lost 1-0 against Chelsea, and I just thought, and I even said to whoever I did the interview with, we'll be back next year. Yeah. And I ain't going home another loser. Yeah. Because I've been in that was my third FA Cup final, won one.
Last year?
Last year was
Last
my
year
third.
was the third, yep.
So I'd won one.
That's a big achievement. 4, I didn't know that.
Yeah, won one, lost one, lost the Chelsea one. Yeah. And then Spurs obviously won. And I stayed out after and watched Chelsea lift the cup and seen the atmosphere and the scenes, and I thought, I don't care.
That's
next year, that will be me.
Yeah.
And I'd come on in every round of the FA Cup and I'd scored in every game.
Mad.
I think one game I'd got 2. Yeah, Southampton away I got 2.
Yeah.
And Mark doesn't really start me at United. He always wants me as his super sub, change games. And his reasoning for that is because apparently it's my own fault, because I've done so well at making that job. I've done so well at making it my own that he's like, well, I know I can rely on you. So part of me thought, I ain't going to come on and do so well. But I just don't have the art to do that. I'm not bitchy or like selfish like that. So he knows I'm going to come on and give me all. Anyway, I get the nod, semi-finals against Chelsea. He pulls me in the office. He says, right, you're starting. I said, oh, yeah. Right, okay. Why? He said, what do you mean, why? He said, you're starting. Now go and do what you keep telling me you're going to do. I thought, right, here we go. It's party time.
Yeah.
Semi-finals of the
party time.
Now it's against Chelsea. And I think having those feelings and emotions from last year, just thought,
fuck this, I'm going to go
I ain't
for
doing
it.
this again. And again, Tooney, first minute, right?
Yeah.
We go, I'm playing, we're going long. We take kick-off, bounce, goes back to Mary. Mary goes long, I flick it on. Chelsea fullback tried to clear it. Leah Goughton runs onto it, crosses it to Lucia, boom, we're 1-0 within the first minute. But I'm not too sure about celebrating, because those games when you score early, the team retreats.
They've still got time to score.
Why are we dropping? Keep the pressure on, let's keep going.
Yeah.
So I'm running round, press there, Tooney, come on, Leah, come on. Going mad for it. It's my moment, Tooney crosses, bam, we're 2-0.
Do you know what I love, Rach? Do you know when you're saying it, you've got a general smile in your face.
Yeah, because
it's so nice to see, I know.
I just love it.
You're just envisioning it.
And I'm thinking in my head, keep it at this 2-0 going into half-time. Oh, but do we want to do that? Because then we might come out too relaxed. I don't know, just get through this first half. All these thoughts and feelings are going through your head, and you're trying to concentrate. Boom. Right before half-time, they score. It's 2-1. Squeaky bum time. You're going to go in, you're going to get a bollocking. But also, it's not a bollocking as to where it's like, that shouldn't have happened. Yeah. It's like, you've got to now go out and give the biggest
110%.
Yeah. And it's a 45 minutes plus whatever extra of your life.
Yeah.
We're playing.
Of your life. Love that.
Now, I ain't played 90 minutes in about 3 months. I keep looking at the clock and I'm thinking,
you're knackered.
All I've got in my head is big 70 minutes. Let someone else come on and finish the job. I think it gets to about 65, 66. And I see the fourth get the board and I'm thinking, please let this be me. I've given this team everything. Anyway, I'm subbed off. But now you're a nervous wreck on the bench because there's still like 20 and your extra, whatever they're going to add. Anyway, we get to like just before 90 minutes. 8 minutes goes up on the board. God, we're dying. Like, we're on the bench. Final whistle goes. We win 2-1. We're into the final. And then all the way up, we've got 2 games before the final, and one of them Spurs. We're like, yes, brilliant. We'll do it as like a practice match. So we did. We changed a few things round. Mark didn't show all his cards. Anyway, we get to the final of Wembley. Brilliant day, another red hot day. The atmosphere, all the socials are going mad. Wembley Way's full of Spurs and United shirts. And you're taking everything. This is the one time you do take in everything. But again, getting out there, it's red hot and I'm starting the game. So the team has been named and I'm like, it's the first time in my entire life playing football, I thought, wow. Like, I've played in many finals, Olympics, played at World Cups, Euros, whatever. I don't get nervous playing football. I love it. But I thought, Jesus, I've had the nod here. I'm starting to feel relied upon. Although I have been relied upon.
Yeah,
but
you
I've
have.
never felt
I think so. Yeah.
Because to me, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
And 4 minutes in, sweet as you like, not dish. It has to go in. I put it over. I'm like, no, that's not what I do. Wait, you put the ball in the net. Anyway, first half, getting near the half time. I have another one, gets saved. I put one wide. And I think, Jesus Christ, Tuna scores an absolute banger. And then I go in at half time and I said to Mark, I said, Gaffer, I've had 2, maybe 3 now. I ain't missing the next one. And we're 1-0 up. Mark said, I have no doubt, Rach, you will get us the next goal.
Yeah.
All right then. Kick off. We get a free kick. But I didn't think it was a free kick, so we got lucky there. And comes in, Katie Zellum, brilliant. on set pieces.
Yeah.
And I just jumped. I just remember getting so high that I thought, I've gone too early here. Like, I'm going to start coming down as the ball's coming. But I didn't met it sweet, went in, and I just laid under my back. I thought, job's done.
Oh.
Carried on playing a bit. And then I said to Lucia, work hard. We work hard, you'll get your rewards. Keep grafting. I know it's hot, just keep going. Next thing, they do a pass back, keeper fluffs it, straight to Lucia, it's a tap in. She's over the moon with 3-0. I get took off, I thought.
Yeah.
Now, you want to sit down and think, we've done it. No, again, you don't take nothing for granted. It only takes them to get a goal on the break and then a set piece goal and they're back in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we end up I think it ends up 4-0. But what happened is I've come off and now it's red hot and I feel like I'm going to pass out. So I've gone inside to get some of the zero tablets for I could have a wee. But because I'd ran inside, my name had been pulled out for drug testing, that the woman from anti-doping then doesn't let me back out for the game because I'm not allowed to return to the pitch because I'd left the field of play. I said, you're not doing that. I've got a game to watch. I've got celebrations if we win there. I want my medal. She's like, well, we're going to have to do this first.
They're never drug testing you behind.
Yeah, I didn't think I was allowed back out. I thought I'm going to miss the celebrations, the trophy lift. So I'm kicking off. She says, no, just come and do the paperwork. And if you need a wee, try and have a wee. And then it's done. But if you can't, wait. I said, no, I'm waiting. So she has me doing all this paperwork. So I miss about 15 minutes of the game. So by the time I'd got back out, I'd missed one of the goals. And I'm fuming with our staff.
I would be fuming as well. Like, of all the days to do a drug test, why couldn't you do it in the morning? Why couldn't you do it the day before?
That's why it's random. Because if you have done anything illegal, you get caught out. You get banned for 4 years.
Suspicious.
You can't get out of it. If I'd have said, no, I'm not doing it, I'm in big trouble.
Mad.
Yeah, you get all anti-doping now. And if you get caught with anything in your system, boom, depending how bad it is, that's 4 years you're banned. Yeah. So I didn't think she was going to let me back out, but then that was it. Like, just we won, celebration. I'm walking up the stairs and I'm like, this is it. This is that moment. It's what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
And I just remember getting obviously, and then I'm with my best pal on the team.
Yeah.
She had an early chance, Leah Goughton. And the keeper's come out, nailed her on the leg. She looks at me and she's gone white as a ghost. And like her eyes are filling. She's like, she can't get a breath. She's in that much pain.
Mad.
She played on for 55 minutes.
Wow.
We didn't know till 2 days later she played on with a broken leg. That's how much we wanted to win the game.
That's actually pure determination.
Yeah.
When you think about it, like pure.
So she come back on at half time.
Yeah.
55 minutes. She said, I can't even run. Yeah, went and got put in the boot. She was on crutches. So we're celebrating with her still at the end.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the game, she can't walk. I said, well, you ain't sitting here. You're on my back. Carried her, get on my back, carried her to the pitch, celebrating with all the girls. Then we carried her up those 50 steps to get our trophy. We weren't letting nothing stop us. And then 2 days later, she says, yeah, my leg's broke. We were like, ooh. We went out that night in London.
Really?
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah, she's on crutches in a boot. We're loving life. We're champions. Wore our medal on the train. That's another thing. So we had our medals on because we were so proud.
Yeah.
Leah got spotted with her medal. I'd already managed to somehow get my ticket for 30 quid in first class.
Yeah.
There I am, sandwich, sipping on my cup. I got my medal on, loving life. Leah got spotted by, it's not the conductor. Yeah, it's the train conductor.
Yeah, that's what you call them.
Recognise her. Get yourself up first class.
Oh.
He was having a picture with a medal. Gave a treatment. Said, love that.
That's cute.
Even going through the next day through London and on the underground and that. Because people that had come to watch us had obviously stayed down.
Yeah.
Then they were spotting us. And we were like, yeah, do you want we were saying to them, do you want a picture? Come on, get in here.
But you didn't want to take pictures now. You want to take pictures.
Because
that's really proud though.
They've like, they're Man U fans. One girl, she come all the way from Scotland. So we were like, get in here, come and get a picture. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I came down for the game. I was at the final yesterday. And now I'm meeting you. Like, yeah, we loved it.
No, I love that. That's really, really
But
cute.
yeah, to sit there and have that trophy and my medal, and I thought, yeah, this is because the year before that, when I was at Spurs, I went to the final, and it was Chelsea. I think it was Chelsea Arsenal, and my friend Tanya was a coach at Chelsea at the time, so I went the game in support of her, and I sat there and I said with my friends, and I said, I'm going to be at this final next year. And they were like, whatever. You don't even know what club you're going to be at. You ain't got a club at the minute. I said, I don't care. But whoever I'll be with, I'll be at this final. And I was. But then we lost 1-0. So then to kind of like manifest it to get there for a second year.
I was just going to say that, you know.
And win it.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe this manifesting stuff is real.
Listen, I keep telling everyone, everything in my life, like I'm so big on manifestation and visualization. So it's come to the point now, Rach, where everything I want, I'm not saying it's a possibility, I'm going to do it and I'm going to have it.
Yeah.
So like when you're sat there saying, essentially that's what you're doing, visualizing, manifesting. Like when you sat there and watched, obviously, Chelsea the year before, you said that's going to be me. And you've been visualizing it for a year, manifesting it.
Yeah.
Like, some people are a bit woo-woo or whatever, but essentially that's what it is.
Yeah,
so
I was like that.
What would you say you were thinking, or what was going through your head when it comes to like manifestation or visualization?
I didn't believe in anything like that. I'm just like, yeah, life, it is what it is. You make it.
Yeah.
You make your fortunes. You, you know, you make your life.
Yeah.
But these last 2 years, I'm even more like now, like, oh, maybe there is a bit more to this. Maybe I'll read a book or something. Maybe look it up a bit.
Do you know what, Rich? I'll give you some books.
So now I need to start manifesting winning the league.
Yeah, you do.
I need to win the league.
Yeah.
And then I can retire. That's the only thing I haven't won. So I need to win it. And then
No,
I'll
you
be
should
happy.
though. It definitely sounds like you had clear focus. You know, on that day, did you go into it thinking? I know I've asked you this already. Like, do you go in thinking that you're going to win? Like on that day, was it just?
Yeah,
I'm
I knew
here
on
to
that
win.
day. Yeah, on that day, I said to Leah, again, start the semi-final. I'm going to
So
give.
you do then sometimes.
Well, because it's in my control. I said, I'm going to give the biggest 70 minutes of my life.
Aren't all games sort of, what's different, when you say it's in your control, what was the difference between that one and the other ones? Because essentially, what you just said to me was, you never know how it's going to be.
Because we played Spurs 2 weeks before that.
Okay.
And I had a real good feeling from that game of what we did. I felt like Spurs, you'd shown all your cards.
Yeah.
And they did. So...
And Rachel's like, I've got a cheeky one still.
Yeah, so that test run kind of made you feel confident. Still not like... Because they had some chances early on. They could have gone 1-0 up.
Yeah.
But I still never went into that game thinking, we've just played you 2 weeks ago, and although it was 1-1, you've shown all your cards, and you weren't good enough. Because you don't know what they're going to bring on that day.
Yeah.
But I went into that final thinking, I am going... Not that I'm going to win... But I'm going to give the biggest 70, 80, 90 minutes, whatever my manager wants me to do, that I will not leave this pitch without making a goal, scoring a goal, and working for this team. So I knew that if I did that with my stats and things I'd already previously gave the team and the club, I'm thinking, well, Spurs are not a team where they're going to beat you 3, 4, 5-0, 1 or 2. But we're a team that have proven we can score 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, well, if I'm scoring a goal and making a goal, well, there's 2 goals.
Yeah.
If Spurs get 2, I know we've got another 2 inners.
Yeah.
So it was, and I was so determined. Sometimes in games you think, well, we'll take a draw in this game. So your mindset's a bit more like we don't have to win. And it's not that you're taking that game for granted. It's like, well, what's more important? The draw and gaining a point or losing all 3? So for that game, I was like, I am weak. And then with Leah getting injured, and she was devastated, it gives you more...
Of a reason to push through.
Yeah, and it just makes you stand so tall and so big and be like, that's for you, mate.
Yeah.
Because now I can leave this pitch knowing that I've given my all.
Yeah.
Because I'm that player that if I've turned up for a laugh and half-hearted, it's like, well, why are you here?
Yeah.
I'm the same if like...
I love that, you know.
Well, you know, Jade, you can ask her, whenever I've trained with Jade or trained her, even Katie, when I took Katie gym that time.
Do you know what, Rich? I'd love to actually train with you one day, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, I know I would.
Maybe speak to my sisters first.
No, I'm being serious. Everyone cusses you, but I really would like to, because I feel like when... I was going to ask you this question as well, like, when you go there and you push yourself and you've given it your mental all, you know what level is your all, like, and I don't feel like I've reached that in fitness, but I feel like if I was to do a session with you, that I would physically have no choice.
It's like I say, like the time I took Katie gym with me, Katie was like, never again. I was poorly.
I can imagine.
I was poorly for 3 days.
I didn't even know if she goes to the gym like that.
She didn't. She wanted to come and start coming with me. And it was when I used to go Spence Street.
Yeah.
So she came with me. She was like, you're absolutely disgusting. You're wrong and you are. She says, I've been being sick. I can't get out of bed for 3 days. I can't walk. She says, never again am I coming gym with you. But it's come like, well, then don't waste my time. You want to come gym, you come in gym to train.
Yeah.
You're not coming gym to sit on your phone, do a little bit. And Jade's the same. Jade knows if you're going to come and train with me, then we're training properly. But as I've got older, I've mellowed a bit.
Yeah.
And I look at people and I have to remember that, Rach, not everyone's at your level.
Yeah.
And no, not everyone has your motivation.
Yeah.
So now with Jade, or when I go and play with my mates, 5-a-side or whatever, I say to Jade, just do what you can do, but I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to run for 4 minutes, different areas of the pitch. So that I'll go around the 18, then I'll walk the bar line, I'll go up, run round half the pitch, and I'll just do all different running variations of the pitch for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And Jade will be like, oh, but I know how hard that is. So if she's not at that fitness level, she's going to be like, well, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So I say, Jade, run for 30 seconds, walk for 30 seconds. Manage you to what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's like people will ask me to do them a training program. And I'm like, well, they're like, yeah, but I'll do this. And I'm like, no, listen to your body. You do what I said, because I have days like that. I'll go into training, and if I've got the worst period in the world, I say to my gaffer, Mark, you got to give me a minute, mate. I need to sit down. And our coaching staff are totally understanding, and they're like, "Yeah,
I like
no
that.
problem.
Trust in yourself, trust in your body.
Yeah, because if I give my all, knowing I feel that weak, I could cause an injury.
Yeah.
I'll go in the gym and I'll be like, "Oh, Jack, I ain't got the energy today." And Jack will bring your weights down, but get your reps in.
So
you do what you can control.
What I'll say to you then, because I feel like the girls like me will probably need this in terms of advice. So not just for you in terms of like advice, for you to reach this level of a mindset where like you seem like someone, and I feel like I'm the same, like if you're going to do something, no one can tell you any different. Like if you've got it in your head, that's it. So for you to reach this mindset now, how have you got here? Like what thoughts have you had? Like how have you reached this mindset? Because I know you, and you're very much like, I'm doing something, I'll do it, and I'll do it to my best ability, and I feel like I'm the same in that. So how have you got here?
I think it comes from having routine and a plan. So I cannot wake up of a morning and be like, oh, what am I going to do today?
Yeah.
I already know by yesterday or today what I'm doing.
Love that. I'm
Thursday,
the same.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm the same.
I can't not have a routine or plan.
Yeah.
Like our new we've got a new S&C coach, Alan. And he sent me, so we always get sent an off-season program, and it will say, June the 2nd, you're doing this. So you go to the page, well, it's an app now. We're changing it all. Again, I'm not great with that. Yeah. Just give me my paperwork. I want a timesheet that I'm going through. So
you're so old, Rach. Not even old, but like,
but do you know why? It's because you waste 5-10 minutes going on your phone, on your app, and then you think, right, I've got to do that session. Oh, I got to flip back to the calendar. What's that say? Oh, you got to do upper body there.
Yeah.
Oh, go back to. Well, if it's on a piece of paper, it's all there.
Yeah.
I ain't then before you know it, I've wasted 10 minutes, and then it's done me head in. So Alan has sent us a generic program out. No days. No, not on days to say.
Look at you, I can see it in your eyes. It's throwing you off. Like you're tripping.
I got this app, and it's called Bridge, and it says Rachel Williams off season.
Yeah.
It says, you pick what you want to do on your days.
Like, no, I'm not having it.
I says, no, Alan. So Jack, our old S&C, he's left us just at the end of the season. I've still got last year's. I've gone to that.
Really?
Because on last year's, it will say, June the 10th, in the morning, you've got pitch session, running conditioning 1, you've got these ball drills. In the afternoon, you've got this as your gym session.
Yeah.
It's all there. Love that, because now I know I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to have my breakfast, I'm going to drink and take whatever vitamins and everything I need to do, going in the car, I'm going around the corner, I'm going to do my pitch session, and then I'm driving to the gym. So then I'll have my lunch or whatever, and then in the afternoon, usually I like to do it quite close together, and then I'll just have a protein shake in between, and then I'll hit the gym, and I'll have a big lunch after. Well, no, Alan, no. You can't do that, mate. I need routine and order of you telling me what to do. Why am I doing running conditioning 1 on a Monday, but then I'm doing running conditioning 2 on a Tuesday, then I'm having Wednesday off, and then I'm doing running conditioning 3 on a Thursday. But why am I doing those? If you don't tell me why I'm doing those days, I'm
it
like,
doesn't
well,
make sense.
I can't do that because what am I running for?
I'm like that.
So for me,
it has to mentally like understand like logically,
and I have to have you tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I can design like I've done. I've took Jack's program, and where Jack's got like say something in the gym,
yeah,
Alan might have something different. And I think, well, actually, I've done Jack's all last season. This is new. I'm going to change it. So I might change one or two things, but what I have noticed about myself is someone tells me jump, I say how high. That works best for me. Yeah, because I can't not have a routine. And it's like I say, that's why I know that I need to know what I'm doing today. Because that also motivates me, because it makes me feel guilty.
Yeah.
Because I know everyone else is doing that training tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if I'm not doing it, well, I'm letting my team down.
Yeah.
I'm letting my staff down. So it's a lot of guilt that I feel as well if I don't get it done. And it's probably why I'm still going the way I'm going at the age of 36. So, and
how old are we?
Yeah, 36. One of the other players that's been in the league a long time with me, Jordan Nobbs, we were subbing, we were on the sideline. She plays at Aston Villa, and she said, I'm 32 and I'm ready to retire. My body's shot. How are you still going? I said, I'll let you into a secret, Jord. The secret's maintenance. Never lose it, and you never got to work as hard to get it back. Just tick over. Like, I went to Amsterdam. I made sure I did all my training up until that point.
Yeah.
I've had Saturday, Sunday off, and Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll train. I'll probably take Saturday off. No, I'll take Sunday off, Saturday, and then I'll take Sunday off, Monday off, and then I'll train.
That's what I've been
you've got to
trying
give
to do,
yourself a couple of days as well.
Yeah.
Because
you have to. I'm trying to do that at the minute.
Your body needs to relax and switch off as well. We used to only get with United, we get Mondays and Thursdays off. So you play your game on a Sunday, you get Monday off. But on that Monday, like a lot of people want to do recovery, because if you've played, you feel groggy. Whereas if you've not played, you'll work a bit harder. But the club want you to rest. But it's like, well, I'm not playing as much as everyone else. So I don't need to rest.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to, like, let's say there's women out there that are either starting out in their football career or they're in their football career and they want to progress to, let's say, your level. In terms of building that mindset, like, I say motivation, but I don't really believe in motivation. It's just like a consistency thing, like you've said. What would you say to them they need to do to kind of maintain it? Like, the routine, the lifestyle, like everything like that. What advice would you give for someone?
It's hard to give advice because the way football is now, you have to make a lot of sacrifice. And you would have known that over the years. You've seen me miss out on so many family holidays, family parties, family get-togethers, or friends' birthdays, going on holiday with friends.
For the like first few years, I've never seen you like drink, or if there was a like outing or anything, like never.
And if I could make the outing,
Yeah.
but then I had training or a game the next day,
You'd be gone like
drink.
7 or 8 or something. You wouldn't stay for that long either.
No,
Yeah.
and I don't need to drink to have a good time.
Yeah.
So my advice is be fully prepared to know what you're getting into, because it's hard work.
Yeah.
So you can't be in it for, and I don't think this is a bad thing in what I'm about to say and how football's changed, because football has changed for being a celeb, being someone, getting called a baller.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get sponsorship deals, you want to get a boot deal, you want to be the next advert for Nike. But yes, all of that you can have.
Yeah.
But if you, and you might be talented, but you have to put in the hard work.
Yeah.
And you ain't going to get all of that if you think, yeah, I've made it now. Because like I say, I'm 36 and I still don't feel
So
like
it's that
I've made
aspect
it.
of like never being satisfied, like always wanting to do more, be better.
Why settle for winning the league once when you could win it 5 times?
Never settle, guys. Never. I'm a firm believer of that.
Never settle. Like, for me, I do the same routine for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
When we're in season.
Do you know what? That's crazy though, and I'm glad that you actually just said that, because like the reason why I wanted to start this podcast, and for girls like me, so obviously I'm starting out, doing loads of things, but when you've just said that, like now you've obviously won the FA Cup, but you've been doing the same routine for 15 years. But other people that might be watching this or seeing it, are they willing to put that 15 years worth of work in to get to this point? Because everyone's seeing you and celebrating you now, but realistically, the celebration isn't for you right now, even though it is, it's for you 15 years ago, making that decision to change your life and not give up, essentially.
And then, when I think it was 2012, I won the FA Cup with Birmingham.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go, oh, I've done it now.
Yeah.
You have to have that hunger to do it year after year. Like, I know next year where I'll be and what I'll be doing.
Go on then.
And I don't get bored
Tell
of
the
that.
girls.
So as soon as our fixtures come out,
Yeah.
I know September, the season will start.
Yeah.
If our days off don't change,
Yeah.
I'll have a Monday and a Thursday off. I'll be playing every Sunday that you can think of, getting no weekends. September, October, November, December. December, we'll finish the season, probably December 18th. We'll get 2 weeks off for Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll be back in January 3rd. We'll fly to Malta. We'll do a warm weather training camp. And this is all next year. And I already know we're going to be doing it. But you can't get bored of it. And everyone always says, like, are you not bored? No. You can't
you love
get
what
bored
you do.
because you have to love what you do.
Yeah.
And the women's games now is so much more pressurised. What, our games are getting 6, 7, 8,000 fans?
Yeah.
You ain't playing well. You're getting booed. You got to
Have you ever been there and they've like booed you and stuff?
Yeah, this year we went Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
And we were awful. And fair play. Those fans, you've travelled down to Stamford Bridge, you've paid your money, we ain't been good enough. One of the fans is holding up a sign saying Skinner out, that's our manager. So I looked and I thought, that's bubbled me, that has. So I walked over, I said, get your sign down.
I can imagine you doing
Cameras
that
are
as
on
well.
me. I'm like, and they're still on it. I said, get your sign down. I said, if you want to be here, then you support us through the good, the bad and the ugly. We stick together. Because that ain't on the manager. The manager does not cross that line. We do. So when we lose or the game plan's not right, that's on us, not the manager. So I got a little bit of abuse for that, but I had so much positivity from other fans saying, no, Rach has a right to say that. Why? We don't want that in the women's game, the negativity, the abuse. We know that we were shit that day, and we've come over to you fans, and we're clapping, and we're tapping our chest, we're saying sorry, we've let you down. We feel it too. So don't be coming and holding your signs up, abusing the manager, because it ain't his fault. That lad grafts. He does his job. We have to do ours on the pitch. He can't run around 11 positions and play for us. Do you know what I mean? So that was the one bit of experience where I thought I've seen the negativity side, but the good outweighed the negativity. Didn't see a sign again. Because I don't want fans to turn on us like that. Let's stick together. Because if we're shit, we know we're shit. And we're straight over. Like, even after games, we're only supposed to stay 15 minutes after games. But sometimes I'm out on that pitch 40 minutes doing the whole length of the pitch, signing and having pictures. Interacting with the fans, doing stuff like, you know, they send you messages on the Insta. And like I say, you're laughing because you know I'm not great on it. But, you know,
she's not even got blue tick, guys. I was laughing about this before we started the podcast. Been telling her for time.
Well, the odd one you do see, you know, if you can help someone, you do. Do you know what I mean? Like,
And do you know what, Rich? That's one thing that I do love about you in terms of, like, how genuine you are and seeing you. Like, do you know, because people are not going to actually know you, obviously, doing this podcast, they're going to get to know. I don't think you've done an interview this long or, like, a podcast or anything before, have you?
Well, I did one with United.
Did you?
It was similar to this, but it was all about my journey. So, like, how we started from a kid to Leicester, Doncaster, Birmingham. And it was that long that they called it part one. But then I listened to it back.
Yeah.
And some of the questions they was asking was quite intimate, which I'm still quite private, so I'll only ever want to give what I give. And I wasn't happy. I said, you're not putting it out.
Really?
So you're privileged that I've done this for
Love
you.
that on the girls like me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for those of you though that don't know Rach, or like to put you into words, like, you are honestly someone who is so loving, so genuine, so like pure. You can tell that you've got really good pure intentions in your heart. Like, I've never been around you or got a bad vibe or a bad feeling or anything. Like, you're someone that does your, I'm not going to say job, I'll say career, or like you know it's your passion, and I feel like you are born to be a footballer, and you can really tell that from the enjoyment you get it. But like, if you are kind of watching this, girls, and you're like looking at it in terms of like Rach and her journey, like she said, she's got this from 15 years worth of graft, like it's not here. And I think those little moments where other people or other footballers think, oh, do you know what, I'm tired, I've done this, I want to fuck off and go home. You're the person on the pitch giving the pictures, and you are, I've seen it, like, and I think that just goes an extra mile, because you're not someone that, like you've said, you're not there for the money or the this or the that. Even though it's coming, it's great, it's beautiful. But I think for you to just do what you genuinely love, like, it's such a nice thing to see. Like when you've been speaking today and you can see the glow on your face.
I get excited, don't I?
It's really cute.
But it's like, that's why, like, we've grown the women's game.
Yeah.
All those years is now got to this, that I can look at the next generation coming through. You know, I've been at England and lost Euros and games with them, but we've left the game in such a good place for the girls that won the Euros, the next generation coming through. And that was why the girls that had won the Euros, they was very respectful to the past players, not just my era, times before that. You know, some of the ladies that are probably in their 50s, 60s, 70s now, they've all been recognised by the FA and been given, it's called a legacy number.
Yeah.
And anyone that's played for England now, we've all got our own legacy number. And it should be recognised, because those women were playing at a time when women's football was banned, but they were playing.
So I've got a question then. Do you know, in terms of like women's football and stuff, where it is? Like, I know it's not as big as men, and it's very like, it's still developing, even though it's got really big. Essentially, like, I know people do chat a lot of shit about women's football and whatnot. Like, why should people get into women's football? Why should they support it? Or like, why should more girls who do want to be footballers get involved and stuck in?
I think for the enjoyment. Like, you know, I was on holiday in Tunisia, and I met this guy, and he said, "Oh, you're big. You work out." I said, "Yeah." He says, "You boxer?" There's no football. He says, "Oh, football. You're big for football. I see boys skinny,
That's
diving.
It, yeah.
They're diving." And he said to me, and he wasn't the only one. A few people have said this now, that they enjoy the women's game for the honesty. There's no diving around.
Yeah.
The environment's friendly. It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. And they just love to watch the women's game because we play with passion. And it's not all about the money for us. But I really, really hope that it doesn't become about money. And I love the fact it's got where it's got to.
Yeah.
And money's coming into it. And you can actually have... Because it was only 4 years ago that I stopped plastering full time, and I've actually gone football full time when I went, and it was only because I went to Spurs.
Big achievement, well done.
Yeah, but it was only because I went to Spurs that I had to live there, because obviously it's London.
Yeah.
So it weren't like I could come back and work.
Come back, yeah.
So I made the decision to go full time, and for me, I don't want to lose the innocence of the game for the enjoyment, and that it doesn't become all about the money, because I do think that if too much money gets pumped into it too soon and lower clubs can't keep up with the bigger clubs, there'll become a big divide in the top half of the table and the bottom. And over the years, we've done really well to keep it all competitive. Like for me this year, this league was so competitive, but you want that.
Yeah.
And it keeps everyone like on their toes, like, oh, who's going to win? This year went down again to the last day of who was going to win the league. And that's what I want it to keep doing.
Keep doing.
But yeah, so I mean, I might still be here in 3 years' time doing it.
Do you want to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Then you will. If you want to, you will.
There's a girl for Liverpool called Becky Easton, and she retired at 40.
Yeah.
I want to get to 41 at least.
Love that.
We'll see if my body can take it.
Good. So I got 3 more questions for you.
Yeah.
I know you said obviously
I'll be here all night.
Other ones are a bit personal, so if you don't want to answer anything, you don't have to. What would you say has probably been the hardest day of your life?
Hardest day of my life? So it doesn't have to be football related?
It can be anything.
Oh, losing my mum then.
Yeah. I thought you was going to say that.
Massive.
Yeah.
Just the shock of it, and it just come out the blue, and yeah, that's a day that I think for the family as well, to see how they all reacted as well. It was just, it's a day that will stick with me forever, and yeah, it was hard, that was.
Yeah, especially because your family are like really, really close and tight-knit as well.
Yeah.
So, proudest day of your life?
Oh, proudest day.
Could be anything.
I think buying my first house.
Really?
Yeah, getting a mortgage and owning my own home.
I love that for you.
Yeah, because no one in my family had done it then. And I was the first one to leave school, and I was on a mission to do well, because I was a bit of a wild kid, and my mum was always like, oh, you'll end up in prison. So And I wasn't bad like that. I didn't like.
I was going to say,
I wasn't bad.
I don't ever think I thought
like
that.
climb out the back window and then like go
It's
out
weird.
and not come in until 1 or 2 in the morning, or I'd catch Simon in cars with his mates and be like, well, if you don't let me come, I'm telling mum. It wasn't even like I was bad, but yeah, I went through a period with my mum where I wouldn't say she was jealous, but because I always said I would look after her, but I don't know, I just went through a period with my mum where I felt like she hated me at one point. I was like, no, big bear, what's your problem? But yeah, I think it was just that I was a bit wild, as in like, I was always going out, but she wanted me around, like do this for her, do that for her.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think, yeah, buying my house.
What was it in the element of buying your house that made you feel like the proud?
I think it was just like no one in my family's ever done it.
So you felt like a sense of achievement.
Yeah, it was a big achievement to be like, I've actually saved up and got money to walk off the street into a bank, and I had no proof of like debts, like I'd paid out, I had no credit card.
Yeah.
I just saved and saved and saved, and well, signing for Chelsea helped me out because back then I don't even know why, but the manager said to me, "Oh yeah, also there's a signing on fee, so check your bank." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So, what the hell? Matthew, we're going to the bank. So that helped, but we'd already had money anyway. And we just walked in off the street and was like, yeah, we want a mortgage. And I remember the guy, Gary Hawkins, he said, no one has walked in off the street. You've got a deposit, but you've got no proof of, like, what do they call it, where you have to, like, credit rating.
Yeah.
I had no proof of credit rating.
Yeah.
Of having something and being
Having
able
any
to
credit.
to pay back.
No credit.
Because he said it to
So
me.
how did you get a mortgage?
He doesn't even know. He was like, in the 25 years I've been doing this job, someone must like you because you've been
Do you
approved.
think it's because you was a footballer and they seen that on there, maybe?
No, because I didn't put footballing down. Me and Matt put plastering.
Mad. Don't know.
And Gary said, because you're both self-employed, it's actually should be harder. He was like, someone in the system must like your application because we got approved there, and we only popped in to see what we needed to do. Next thing, we're walking out with like a 220 grand mortgage offer.
Mortgage in principle. See you later, mate.
Yeah. So I says, oh no, Gary, I don't want that much. He says, no, you have what you want. Like, that's what you can have up to.
Maximum, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, all right, because I was young. You know what I mean? What would I have been, 22?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I was very old. Yeah, maybe 23. And then, same for Matt as well. Like, he was happy that we'd done it.
Yeah.
That's what we'd set out to do. We'd set up the business. We was grafting. And we were like, we need a place and get on the property ladder. So, yeah, I think for me, now I've still got it. So
Love that. Love that for you. Right, last question. I want you to tell the girls, and you're going to look in that camera as you say it,
Right.
a secret
Yeah.
that you've never, ever told anyone in the world.
Yeah, but Liam, I'm really bad at secrets because I forget them. That's why everyone tells me
What?
them.
Who even says that?
Yeah.
Who even says that?
That's why I get told secrets, because I'm so bad. Okay.
Like, you're not even your own secrets, Rach. That's something that you've never told anyone, ever. And you're a chatterbox. I bet you're going to be thinking for a while.
Yeah, I am, because...
Look at you getting stressed out. When you say it, you need to tell the girls.
Yeah, I will. But what? Oh, a secret. What, like about myself or what I've done?
About yourself. It could be something you've done, just something that no one knows.
Okay. I know I've done something, but it's remembering it.
Because there's that many things. We might be here 10 minutes, guys. Give her a bit of time. I've got you with this question, didn't I? And I've just literally thought of it in my head.
I've got a secret from when I was a kid, but it's not really a secret, but still no one knew it was me.
Right.
So it was my dad's funeral, and I'm only a kid.
It's
not that bad. It's not that bad.
When it
No,
starts
it wasn't
off,
that bad.
It started off with, it was my dad's funeral and no one knew it was me. Go
Yeah,
on.
but it's quite funny because this kind of shows what kind of kid I was.
Go on.
But my mum should never thought I was going to be in prison because I was this kind of kid. So I must have been what? I think I was about 8.
How old
I
was
was
you
about
when
8.
your dad passed
Yeah, when
away?
my dad passed away, I think I was about 8.
Yeah.
But I was always mischievous, and I was that kid that was told no, but I'd find a way to get it anyway. So I don't really remember full ins and outs, but I know as a kid, because my Auntie Debbie tells me this, that I'd get told no something and I'd wait till no one was looking and I'd do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I remember that with the family being Jamaican, we had family over from Jamaica,
Yeah.
people had come from America, all over Leicester. My dad had passed away, and my black side of the family strict.
Yeah.
And like my granddad, boom, you're getting the cane, you're getting the belt, you're in trouble, right? So I gotta look down his camera.
Yeah.
So what I did, and I think it was Uncle Winston.
Yeah.
Uncle Winston, was it Winston? I think it was Uncle Winston. He came over from America. It's really hard to look at that camera and you're there.
No,
and I was in the toilet, and I remember like he didn't do anything, but he kind of just like threw me out the bathroom. But at my grandma, in my grandma's house,
Yeah.
she lived in a 3-story house on St. Peter's Road in Highfields.
Yeah.
In Highfields, but they would lock doors in the house. So like rooms you weren't allowed in, they'd lock it.
Yeah.
So before my grandma and granddad bought that house, it was like people would rent the room and you'd live in one house.
Yeah.
So the front room was only ever for special occasions, so that was always locked. And
Right.
it was done up beaut.
Yeah.
The middle room was the everyday living, so you'd be in there.
Yeah.
Kitchen at night, it'd get locked. My Auntie Debbie's room, the spare room, my grandma's room, and then you'd go up the 3rd floor, and my dad was in the attic room, massive.
Yeah.
Massive room. Had a full-on table tennis in there, or snooker, one of them. And I remember the Uncle Winston, he annoyed me, and I can't remember why. I think he might have just I think I was playing in the bath or something. So
Wait. You was playing in the bath at your dad's funeral?
yeah, like the bath was empty. I think I was just
Okay.
sat in there playing
Yeah.
because the house was just full with
People, yeah.
So I think I'm just out the way. But my grandma's house was always scary. You know, like as I got older.
Superstitious kind of scary.
No,
or-
like I'm talking haunted, scary. Like you heard noises. I remember getting told that in the bathroom, if you hear dripping, it's because the woman that used to live in my auntie's old room, she had a dog, and a man from another room hung her dog.
Who's told you this?
Hung her dog with the
Told
toilet
you
chain.
this?
I think one of them, I think it might have been Simon told me, or my Auntie Debbie. Someone told me this story. And never put your hand near the bed, because her dog used to lick her hand, and that's how she knew her dog was missing, because it didn't lick her hand. And then she found it hanged in the toilet with the toilet chain, and there was blood dripping.
Right.
So it was a scary house anyway. And it's still there now, and it was all painted black. The house was with a black door. 27 St. Peter's Road, still there now. I don't know if it's black though. And I just remember Uncle Winston annoying me, so I locked him in the bathroom. I locked him in, and I hid the key in my auntie's old room. And no one had knew where he was. And I'm sitting there like,
You little bitch.
yeah, like I knew he was in there. But the only way, and I swear down, like, ask Simon, this is no lie, he got heard because about an hour later, he was banging the pipes. And the pipes led to the kitchen that someone seen the pipes rattling. Because why is he even upstairs in the bathroom? Why are you not in the downstairs one? So that was a secret. But so my auntie's now going to know that if she watches this, because it was me that locked Winston away. But I've got some good ones. I just need to. You should have told me this question so I could think of some.
I wanted to catch you off guard.
I've got some good ones. Have I got any more?
That was a good one, though. At the time, obviously, it was your dad's funeral. Did you know it was your dad's funeral because you was that young?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I knew it was Dad's funeral, yeah. That, again, that's another shocking. That's probably another. I think my mum's was my worst day because I was old enough.
Yeah.
Like 21, 22. And it happened so sudden.
Yeah.
And we were all there when it happened.
Yeah.
But my dad passing, I wasn't there. So we didn't see anything. We wasn't told a lot. We were only kids. But both families blamed each other and we all had a big fallout. So that was hard to see my mum go through that.
Yeah,
More
I can
than
imagine.
I maybe realised how much it affected
time.
me at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one knew that it was me that. Maybe I think Simon might have known. I think Simon knew I loved
Have you ever spoke about it with him?
Simon.
Yeah, or you think he just knew that you'd
No,
be
I
the one
think,
to...
I think maybe we have. I think. Like,
So how did they get the door open then? Did they find the key? Did someone find the key?
No,
or-
I think my granddad broke it. Yeah, because no one knew where the key had gone.
And did he say that someone locked me in the bathroom?
No one could. Everyone was like, "Well, where's
What's
the key?"
happened?
Don't know what's happened. And I just sat quiet. Didn't
Mad.
know. I used to do loads of. That's why I can't remember, because I do like little tricks like this all the time.
Pure
People
fuckery all
don't
the
know.
time.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say they're secrets, but like, my strength and conditioning coach, Carl, when I was at Birmingham with him, I hid in his boot. At the end of the day of training, I hid in his boot. And then I just had this realisation that I thought, oh my God, he's going to drive home with me in the boot. Because what if he doesn't come to the boot to put
and open it in
and doesn't open it?
Yeah.
I'm going to be stuck in the boot.
Yeah.
And then just for jokes, I thought, yeah, but just do it, because then when he gets home, you can just like scare him then.
Yeah.
But then I got scared. So I banged the back of the seat. No, he came to the boot actually. I stayed in the boot and he came to the boot, and as he opened it, I scared him. So I just do stuff like that.
All the time.
Yeah.
No, that's what I would say, like, for everyone watching this as well, like, Rach isn't just a person. Like, to understand who you are, I feel like you have to experience you a little bit to feel you. I don't feel like, obviously you're a human being, but you're like an experience. Like, the Rachel Williams, like, if you had your own show, Rach, fuck the promotions and the drinks. You actually need your own show.
Well, when I've said to Kate and Jane...
Imagine doing, like, 5 years on a reality TV programme. At home with Rachel Williams.
Do you know what? I'd be good.
You'd do so.
Or if
so
I did
well
Big
on
Brother.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I said to
would you do I'm a Celeb?
I'd love to do I'm a Celeb.
Really?
Yeah, I'd love it.
There we go. I'm a Celeb.
Yeah, I would love that.
Tag 'em.
Like is it SAS, the other programme?
Don't ask me about any of that, I don't know.
Yeah, the army type style. You know where like you go, I think it's one way you can go on it, but then like it's army style. And then they'll take you at night and they'll like pretend to torture you. You can't give it up. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, I can see you do something like that.
But I think I'd laugh a lot. And I'd probably end up somehow turning it round that I torture them. Because I can talk my way out of anything.
You're such an idiot, that's why.
Yeah. But I said to Katie and Jade, I was coming on here, and they were like, oh, God. Like, I don't think Liam's has know what she's letting herself in for. I said, yeah, but I'm that kid that you get 7 side stories before the answer.
Yeah.
So that'd be great. It'd be great for now. Just
love
talk
it.
Loads.
Love it. No, but honestly, having you on the podcast today, thank you for coming on.
No, I've loved
It's been really nice because we've never actually had this conversation before.
But
So I feel like I've
loads.
actually got to know you.
I have got a secret.
Go on, tell the girls.
Oh, my God, I have got a secret, and it's football related.
Go on.
Am I going to get told off for this? No.
We can always edit
This
it
was
out.
actually one I was going to save for my book, if I do a book. I have got a secret. We was away with England.
Yeah.
And we was at Cyprus. I can't do this. And we was away with England in Cyprus at a tournament called the Cyprus Cup.
Yeah.
And I shan't name the other two, but we was allowed to go out for one afternoon.
Yeah.
And we seen this little weird alleyway. And we thought, oh, let's go down there, because there was a door. And the door opened, and behind this door there was a lift. We was a bit like, let's do it.
You're on a street, there's an alleyway, behind the door there's just a random lift.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we did it. We went in.
Yeah.
But at that moment you're like, oh my God, what we've just done? What the hell is this door going to open to?
Be a brothel or something.
Well, this is the thing. So we're like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, and it's this dark and dingy room, loads of men. And we look and we think, oh God, what have we let ourselves in for? Maybe they've think we're coming there to be the girls to maybe like dance or whatever. Because we weren't, I don't think we were in kit. Yeah, we had the afternoon off. So we go in. Next thing, we change money and we sit at the table.
Yeah.
I didn't smoke, but the 2 hours we had but I had a drink.
Yeah.
Alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
And we snuck in.
Cheeky one.
Yeah. And we snuck in. We were at, I think we was at, I don't think it was seniors. So it was under 23s.
Yeah.
So maybe at this point we're like maybe 19, 20.
Mm.
And we'd gone in and it was like this.
I love how you're whispering as well, like you're going to be told off because we can see you all.
Yeah. We'd snuck in.
Yeah.
And it was like this low key, like, I don't know if it was dodgy, but we just sat, we played it so cool, like, yeah, money. Changed over some money. The machine. Jade, oh, I've said one of the names.
Oh.
Edit that out, beep that out, just to add to the effect. And then one of the girls starts playing, and she knew how to play poker.
Yeah.
And then the other girl did. The other girl was having a fag. We're having a bevy. So we're in there all afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
We thought we were the coolest kids on the block. We have just snuck into this seeded place, being offered cigarettes, chilling with these men, smoking. There were girls there, you know, like walking around with drinks in there. Like the old tap on the leg, sit down, you might get a bit of cash. And we were like just sat there like mixed in till this day. Now everyone knows. We didn't tell anyone. We said we'd take that to our grave, but now obviously I was just trying. That's one of the secrets.
Okay.
I'm going to put that in my book.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool because, you know, at the time with England, big stuff like that, you'd have been never played for England again. You'd have been kicked
Well, you've
out.
done it now, so they can't really go back and say anything.
Well, I can say it now because what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Well, I never play football again. Doubt it. With my record, with how bloody good I've been being.
You tell them again. Tell them again.
But it's not been easy. Like, I mean, we ain't even touched on half of the 15, however many years I've had, but there's been massive ups and downs and twists and turns. And at one point, like I say, when I lost my mum, and obviously took on Jade and Jordan, managing to, and I was at Chelsea, so I'm going down to Chelsea twice a week for training. That's when we trained in the evening. So I'm getting down there for like 6:30, training at, about 7 we'd get there. We'd train 8 till 10, getting home. Got to be up at 4:45, 4:45 for work. I do not know how I did that for a year. But I never ever thought I'm going to have to quit football. And that's what I mean about you have to sacrifice stuff and you have to give up a lot, because there was no way that my football was going to take a back seat. So it was like, right, we have to make this work. Again, routine.
I love that, yeah.
So we get up in the morning, we go to work. I got to get home. Jordan's home from school. Jade's home. That's before she moved back with Kate. Jade comes home. Vice versa. Sort them out. Sometimes I weren't home for them. Do you know what I mean? And then should be living with me and Matt. I ain't got time. Why do you think he can do all his washing and dinners and look after himself? Because you have to do it. We had to get on with it. So, but when I look back on my journey with football and my career to where I am now, I think it's all been worth it. And I wouldn't change one part of it.
I love that.
Been
I love
brilliant.
that.
I don't want it to end. I know it's going to one day. My body will retire me. I don't think my heart or my mind will.
You never know. Do you know what? I'm actually excited for you because I love being around people who are genuinely passionate about what they do. Like, they love it. Like, that's your dream, and you can just tell, like, it is. So, I don't know. Keep fit, stay healthy, and I feel like God knows where it's going to take you.
We'll have to do a part 2.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
In a few years, maybe.
Yeah.
Or in a few, God knows what. But yeah, we definitely will.
Maybe when I retired, I might win a bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't believe it. Like, that's not even touched on half of it. But yeah, for any girls listening out there, then just stick with it, follow your dream, because it's a lot easier now in this day and age with football, and it's fully professional. The road's there. Jump on it and stay on it, because honestly, when you do, it's brilliant. Like, for our pre-season, we're going to Spain. Do you know what I mean? Like, 5 years ago, our pre-season, we're on a pitch every day that's not even good.
Yeah.
So you get to see the world with football as well when you do it, especially if you play internationally.
No, definitely. I feel like I've learned a few lessons from you today as well, especially like determination, because sometimes I feel like I've been questioning myself, like, is what I'm doing right, or sacrifice and working this much and stuff. But I just feel like you've cemented it a bit today. Like, just stick to it, stick on your path. You know what you want, and don't let anyone in the world kind of like take you off that path or anything like that.
Yeah, and just know what you want and be true to yourself. That like, this is what I want. And, you know, if your family or your partners or whatever, if they love you, they will respect that and they'll do it with you.
Yeah.
So for me, it's been brilliant that I've had that, and no one's gone, oh, you got to give up this football stuff, Rach. It's no good. They've just loved it with me.
Yeah.
Like, you've been there with my family. Look how crazy they go. Do you know what I mean? I get, about 15 heads on a FaceTime all celebrating, feeling it with me, because they've been on my journey. They've seen what I've given up. And
definitely. So
to get those rewards. So, yeah, fingers crossed. I just want to win the league now. Maybe I'll think about retiring. No, I won't.
No, you won't. And you definitely won't. All right, then. Well, that's where I'm going to leave it today, Rich. I think it's been a really, really beautiful episode. And I think girls like me have got lots of advice, tips, and guidance. But yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast.
No, I've loved
really,
it.
really
Thank
appreciate it. It's
Thanks
been
for
lovely.
asking me and getting me out my shell to do it, because I could have cancelled like I did with United, but I didn't. I thought, it's you, I'm going to do it.
Love that. But yeah, girls like me, I will see you on the next episode. See you later. Do you want to say bye, Rachie?
See you later.